Are these the darkest anime series of all time? What is the darkest anime series of all time? Did you think of an anime just now? Maybe you thought of the darkest anime you've seen. Well, keep it in mind, let's see if it makes it into this video. We're going to be talking about some of the darkest animes of all time. Number 7. Darker Than Black. And the first anime on our list is Darker Than Black. Now that's how you title a dark anime. What's the story about? Basically, two gates appeared out of nowhere 10 years ago. One of them popped up in South America and the other in Japan. And the thing is, the gate in South America is called Heaven's Gate, while the gate in Japan is called Hell's Gate. People still don't know about the purpose behind these gates, but it goes without saying that the world could not go on like the way it used to. After the appearance of the gates, humans started to become contractors. It's nothing crazy, you just give up your humanity and get cool abilities in exchange. A small price to pay, if I must say so myself. Sounds generic, nothing really dark about it, right? Well, I want you to wait till you actually check it out. The man behind this show is the same man who did the storyboarding for Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, as well as for a few episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion. We're talking about Tensai Okamaru, and with Darker Than Black, he has created a sci-fi thriller that will show you what happens when politicians lose their power. Number 6. Paranoia Agent. It is an anime that was simply banned because it went too far with its unpleasant themes. Yep, it wasn't allowed to be broadcasted on television. You'd have to get the DVD to check it out. But why wasn't it greenlit for television? What was wrong? Directed by Satoshi Kon, Paranoia Agent is a surreal experience. It features a protagonist that goes around beating the hell out of people with a golden baseball bat, and for some reason, the detectives and the police are unable to catch, let alone arrest him. Indeed, guys, on the surface, it is just a story about a mad kid who loves swinging around his baseball bat, but you feel curious, right? What's so dark and controversial about it? I'd say watch and find out. Number 5. From the New World. From the New World, otherwise known as Shinsekai Yori, is an anime that we talked about often on this channel. It's a story that takes you into a future that you probably never thought about. A future where it's not technological evolution, rather, it's the evolution of humans as a species. It's dark, bleak, and overall horrific, but it also offers the coming-of-age story of 5 young people. As they continue to grow and gain more awareness about their society, they are also exposed to the tragic truths about it. In reality, it was a much darker place than anything they could have imagined. Truly sinister. I'd say, if you enjoy coming-of-age stories, you really can't go wrong with this one. Number 4. Welcome to the NHK. And speaking of coming-of-age stories, how about a young 22-year-old college dropout who has to spend the last 4 years of his life in his room? He is a shut-in NEET. Both his room and his mind are full of garbage, conspiracy theories, fear-mongering, and victimhood. This anime is painful to watch because of how real it feels. Anyone's life can turn out this way, but in his case, it's especially bad. Even leaving his apartment and searching for a job are things his mind considers impossible. But then one day, he meets a girl named Misaki, and she is here to help him face society. You see, this anime isn't about helping you escape, it doesn't have cute waifus and feel-good fantasies, because its intention is to remind you of reality.
Sayonara, Sato-kun.
Number 3. Perfect Blue. Next at number 3, we have a movie by Satoshi Kon. It's a Perfect Blue, and it's about a Japanese idol named Miwa who decided to end her career as an idol and switch to becoming an actor. Now, for those of you who have watched Oshinoko, you know that just because the protagonist is an idol doesn't mean the story will always be sunshine and rainbows. When Miwa shares the news with her fans, the response is a bit divided, but she still hopes that all of her dear fans will continue supporting her. Unfortunately, while her career as an actress blooms, it also brings with it its own set of challenges and whatnot. Not to mention, a maniac fan who can't get over the fact that his favorite idol has quit starts stalking her. He also creates a rather interesting website. Honestly guys, if you want a front row seat into the darkness of being a popular celebrity, you have to check out Perfect Blue. It's a movie and it's only 1.5 hours long. Number 2, Made in Abyss. At number 2, we have the journey to the land of no return. It's Made in Abyss, with world building like One Piece, cast similar to Promised Neverland, and a level of suffering that reminds you of Berserk. It may look like a friendly kids anime at first, but it's anything but that. We're talking about an abyss, where the further you go, the more dangerous, unpredictable, and dark it becomes. It is something that has never fully been explored, and the reason fans often call it the journey to the land of no return is because when you're deep enough inside the abyss, it becomes that much more impossible to get back up. You eventually reach a point where if you try to return, you won't just lose your life, you'll lose your humanity, and in some cases, it can be even worse. Now, what would happen if a young girl and her new robot friend were to embark on this journey? I guess you'll have to watch and find out for yourself. Number 1. ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. Finally, at number 1, we have ReZero. A young man is isekai to a fantasy world, but rather than getting overpowered abilities or the chance to be a hero, he is still weak and powerless. The only thing that gives him an edge on others is that he can return by death. Sounds painful? It is. It is far more painful than anything you and I can imagine. And let me tell you one thing guys, both the best and the worst is yet to come. If you haven't watched it yet, you're gravely missing out. And if you're already watching it, do consider giving it a rewatch before we get the 3rd season. The best arc is yet to be adapted, and the same goes for the worst kind of suffering. Come on guys, let's talk about it down below. Did your favorite dark anime make it onto this list? What do you think about these 7 anime? Let's talk! As always, a like and subscribe will be most welcome, and if you're feeling particularly giddy about these anime recommendations, that super thanks button is always ready to be pressed by you at any moment now. Yup, any and all support is genuinely appreciated, and with that said, I'll see you guys on my next video.